Acqua Di Gio. Just say those 3 words to any fragrance enthusiast and watch their face. Some will roll their eyes, some will smile, and some will quietly admit it's the scent that started everything for them. This is the fragrance that has been called overused, basic, a cliché. And yet, decade after decade, it keeps selling out. It keeps appearing on best-of lists. It keeps getting complimented on the street. So here's my controversial take before we've even opened the box. Maybe the reason everyone wears it isn't because they have no taste. Maybe it's because it's genuinely, undeniably brilliant. Today we're looking at the Giorgio Armani Acqua Di Gio Christmas gift set, the 50 ml EDT plus a 15 ml travel bottle. And I'm going to tell you exactly whether this is worth your £80, whether it makes a genuinely good gift, and whether the fragrance itself deserves the legendary status it's been given. Giorgio Armani needs very little introduction. Founded in Milan in 1975, Armani built an empire on clean lines, understated luxury, and the idea that elegance doesn't need to shout. The fashion house moved into fragrance in the 1980s, but it was 1996 that changed everything. That year, Acqua Di Gio was released for men, created by master perfumers Alberto Morillas, a name behind some of the most iconic fragrances in history. Morillas drew inspiration from the Pantelleria island off the coast of Sicily, where Armani himself had a home. The result was something genuinely revolutionary for its time. A marine, aquatic freshness that felt like clean sea air, sun-warmed skin, and the kind of effortless Italian elegance that Armani had always stood for. It became one of the best-selling men's fragrances in the world, not just for a year, for decades. That context matters, because when you spray this, you're not just wearing a scent, you're wearing a piece of fragrance history. Now let's talk about what you're actually getting in this Christmas gift set, because packaging matters, especially when this is going under a tree. The box itself is a proper gift-ready presentation. It's clean, it's branded, it's Armani. There's no fuss, no theatrical over-engineering, just a confident, premium-feeling box that communicates exactly what it is. It doesn't try too hard, that's very Armani. Inside, you get the 50 ml bottle, which is the classic Acqua Di Gio flacon. And honestly, it's one of the most elegant fragrance bottles ever designed. Clear glass, slightly rounded, with that signature frosted-looking quality that makes it look like sea glass. The cap is a weighty, silvered plastic that clicks on satisfyingly. The proportions are perfect. It sits in your hand beautifully. Then alongside it is the 15 ml travel bottle, which is essentially a miniature of the same design. It's genuinely useful, not just a throwaway extra. Pop that in your gym bag, your carry-on, your jacket pocket. It's a proper bonus. Together, they give you 65 ml of fragrance for your £80, and the presentation genuinely looks and feels like a considered premium gift rather than something cobbled together for Christmas sales. Right. Let's get to the good stuff. First spray. What happens the moment Acqua Di Gio hits your skin? It's immediate. It's assertive without being aggressive. The opening is a rush of marine freshness, and I know that phrase gets thrown around a lot. But with Acqua Di Gio, it's different. It doesn't smell like a generic aquatic or a beach body spray. It smells like you're standing on a rocky Mediterranean coastline and a warm breeze has just come in off the water. There's a citrus brightness sitting on top, bergamot, and a clean neroli quality. But it's not sharp or harsh. It's lifted. It's luminous almost. Within the first 30 seconds, there's also something slightly ozonic, that clean, electric quality, like the air just before rainfall. It projects well from the off. Not a monster sillage, not something that clears the room, but you will know it's there. And crucially, Other people will know it's there. It announces itself like someone who's confident but not loud. Within the first 5 minutes, something slightly aquatic and green starts to emerge, almost like fresh seaweed or crushed stems. And that's when you know this is going somewhere interesting. As Acqua Di Gio settles into its heart, somewhere around that 20-minute to 1-hour mark, it starts to reveal more warmth. The sharp brightness of the opening softens. What emerges is something more rounded and sensual. There's a floral element here that most people don't consciously notice, but it's what stops this from being a one-dimensional aquatic. It adds a gentle, almost transparent softness that keeps it from feeling cold or detached. There's also a very subtle woodiness beginning to take shape. Not heavy, not assertive. Just a quiet structure forming underneath the freshness. This is the part of Acqua Di Gio that I think surprises people who write it off as simple. It is not simple. It has genuine evolution. The marine freshness is still present in the heart, but it's warmer now, more intimate. It shifts from that wide-open sea feeling to something that feels more like skin, sun-warmed, slightly salty, effortlessly clean. This is genuinely beautiful perfumery. It's the kind of scent where you catch a waft of your own wrist an hour in and think, yes, that's exactly right. After 3 to 6 hours, what remains is the soul of this fragrance. And the dry down of Acqua Di Gio is where, in my opinion, it becomes truly special. The aquatic freshness has largely faded now. What's left is a warm, smooth, slightly woody base with a clean musk's presence that feels genuinely skin-like. There's a vetiver quality in there, earthy but refined, giving the whole thing a quiet depth. There's also a subtle amber warmth that most people wouldn't identify as amber, but it's what gives the dry down that soft, almost comfortable quality. It becomes a close-skin scent at this stage. It's intimate. It's the kind of fragrance someone has to lean in to smell on you, and when they do, they'll stay there a moment longer than expected. That's the real magic of Acqua Di Gio. The opening is confident and fresh. The heart is nuanced and warm, and the dry down is genuinely seductive in a very quiet, understated way. It doesn't overpower. It draws you in. Honestly, and this is where I'll be straight with you, longevity is Acqua Di Gio EDT's most discussed weakness. On skin, you're looking at 4 to 6 hours realistically. Some people get more, some get less. Skin chemistry plays a huge role with this one. On clothing, it lasts significantly longer. Spray it on a shirt collar and it will still be there the next morning. The eau de parfum version would give you more longevity on skin, but the EDT is the classic, and it performs as expected for a fresh, aquatic fragrance in this concentration. Sillage is moderate. This is not a room filler. It's not going to announce your arrival before you enter. But within a social distance, a handshake, a conversation, a hug, people will absolutely smell it and they will respond positively. 4 sprays is your sweet spot. 2 on the chest, 1 on each wrist, or 1 on the neck. Don't overdo it. This is a fragrance that works through suggestion, not statement. Acqua Di Gio is one of those rare fragrances that I genuinely mean when I say almost anyone can wear it. But let me be more specific than that. This is a spring and summer fragrance, first and foremost. It sings on warm skin in warm weather. That said, in a heated indoor environment in winter, it works beautifully too. It's just less at home in cold outdoor air. In terms of occasion, this is your all-rounder. Office wear, casual weekends, first dates, travel, gym bag freshener. It does it all without a single complaint. Age-wise, it skews slightly younger in its feel, but I've seen men in their 50s wearing this with complete conviction and looking absolutely right. It suits someone who values clean, polished, effortless style. Someone who doesn't need their fragrance to make a statement, because their presence does that for them. And as a gift, it's genuinely one of the safest and best choices you can make. If you're buying fragrance for someone and you're not entirely sure of their taste, this is where you land. £80 for 65 ml of fragrance. The 50 ml and 15 ml combined works out to roughly £1.23 per milliliter. For a designer fragrance of this pedigree from a house like Armani, that is genuinely fair value. You're also getting proper gift packaging, which would cost you separately if you were buying these individually. If you're looking to pick this up, the folks over at P11 have it listed. That's p11.com. And it's one of those gift sets that actually justifies the Christmas premium, because you're getting a real-world usable travel bottle rather than a miniature candle nobody wanted. Now, are there cheaper alternatives? Yes. There are clones and inspired by fragrances that get close to the Acqua Di Gio DNA for a fraction of the price. But there's a reason people keep coming back to the original. The quality, the refinement, the balance. It's still the benchmark that everything else is measured against. My score for this fragrance itself is a 9 out of 10. The gift set as a package, considering price and presentation, gets a solid 8.5. The only thing stopping a perfect score is that longevity on skin, which for £80 you'd hope pushed a little further. Here's where I land on Acqua Di Gio after all these years and all these sprays. It is not overrated. It is not a cliché. It is a masterpiece of accessible, wearable perfumery that has earned its iconic status through sheer quality and universal appeal. The Christmas gift set makes perfect sense. It's generous, it's beautiful, it's practical, and it gives someone the Acqua Di Gio experience in a format they can use at home and on the go. If you're buying for a man in your life who has good taste, but doesn't necessarily consider himself a fragrance person, this is the answer. And if you're treating yourself, and no judgment here, none at all, this is one of those bottles that absolutely earns its place on your shelf. I'd love to know what you think down in the comments. Do you already own Acqua Di Gio? Is it a staple in your collection, or do you think the hype is overdone? And if you've received or given this gift set before, let me know how it went down. I read every single comment. Until next time, smell incredible.